Today carries a sacred weight, Virgo. September 27th is not an ordinary date, but a moment where heaven bends closer, where the divine spotlight falls on you in particular. You may already sense it, a stirring in your spirit, a quiet whisper that insists something about this day is different. It is as though unseen hands are pointing at you, declaring that your gifts, often hidden in silence, can no longer remain unnoticed. You are being highlighted, not for what you will one day become, but for what you already carry within. This call is not for everyone. Many will walk through this day without noticing its current, blind to the shift that surrounds them. But you are still here, drawn to these words because something inside you resonates. You know you were not brought here by accident. The message is exclusive, a reminder that not every soul is ready for such revelation. Yet Virgo, you are. You have prepared in ways you may not even recognize. Your diligence, your humility, your relentless attention to the unseen details of life have brought you here, ready to stand under heaven's light. There is promise, and there is risk. The promise is radiant. Your talents, long hidden or dismissed, are being honored by God today. The divine spotlight is a sign that your gifts are needed, that the world requires the unique light you carry. The risk, however, lies in ignoring this call, in downplaying your gifts once more, in burying what was meant to rise. To ignore is to waste. To embrace is to expand. The choice, as always, rests in your hands. Perhaps you have already felt the shift, a dream that seemed to hold a message, an unexpected sense of recognition, a subtle but unshakable feeling that your time of invisibility is ending. These are not illusions, but confirmations. They remind you that heaven does not highlight without purpose. When your name is spoken in the unseen, it is because you are ready to walk into a greater measure of who you are. Stay until the end, because this journey will reveal the 3 divine talents God is illuminating in you today. These gifts are not new. They have always been present. But now they are being called forward, lifted into view, and sealed with a decree that will anchor them in your path. And to understand why this is happening, you must first look back at the hidden preparation that shaped you for this moment. Virgo, your story has always been one of hidden preparation. While others rushed forward loudly, chasing recognition and quick results, you moved differently. You walked with patience, often carrying burdens no one else would notice, often sowing seeds in silence that no one else would honor. Many misread this as weakness, as hesitation, as if you lacked ambition. But heaven never saw it that way. Every quiet effort, every sacrifice kept in the shadows, every act of service unseen by human eyes has been carefully recorded. None of it was wasted. Your seasons of silence were not punishment. They were training. Each time you bit your tongue to keep peace, each time you chose responsibility over comfort, each time you worked while others rested, something was being forged in you. You were being shaped into a vessel capable of carrying blessings without being destroyed by them. It is easy to shine for a moment. It takes preparation to shine without burning out. That is why you were asked to wait. That is why your path has felt longer, slower, heavier. Others may have mocked your discipline or dismissed your devotion, but what they never understood is that strength grows in the hidden places. While they celebrated quick victories that faded as quickly as they appeared, your roots were stretching deep beneath the surface. And today, those roots begin to push upward. What has been invisible becomes undeniable. What has been private begins to manifest in public. The years of unseen labor are ready to bear visible fruit. This is why the spotlight shines on you now. It is not sudden, it is culmination. You were hidden to be prepared, not hidden to be forgotten. Your hiddenness was your protection, keeping you safe from eyes that would have crushed your growth too soon. And now, as heaven lifts the veil, the 3 talents you have carried all along are revealed not as random skills, but as divine appointments. You are stepping into justice, Virgo. What was once overlooked will now be recognized. The doors that seemed sealed will open because the time has ripened. But to truly embrace this moment, you must first understand the framework of today, the cosmic and spiritual design that explains why September 27th carries such weight and why your gifts are being drawn into the light now. There is a reason this day carries a unique current, Virgo. September 27th is not random, but part of a greater design, a weaving of energies that converge to unveil what has long been hidden in you. Spiritually, this moment is a kind of unveiling, a divine appointment when what has been planted in silence begins to rise into view. It is heaven's way of saying, the time has come. Astrology speaks its message through the waxing moon, the phase of growth, strengthening, and forward momentum. Just as the moon increases night by night, so too do your gifts expand when nurtured. This waxing energy symbolizes the building of what is already present, reminding you that your talents are not new arrivals, but seeds ready to swell and break through the surface. Today, the light of this moon does not create your gifts. It amplifies them, making them harder to ignore, both for you and for those around you. Numerology confirms the divine frame with the vibration of 333. This sacred sequence is often called the sign of guidance, a reminder of divine presence and spiritual support. 3 is the number of creation, and when tripled, it declares that heaven is actively aligning circumstances, people, and opportunities to bring your hidden gifts into the open. When you see this number, whether in a dream, on a clock, or in unexpected places, it is not coincidence. It is confirmation that you are walking under divine spotlight. The signs of this alignment may already be touching your life. Dreams that feel like instructions. Moments of déjà vu that remind you you've walked this path before. Chills or shivers at odd times when you think about your purpose. These are signals of heaven's attention, whispers that say, notice this moment. Virgo, you are not drifting. You are being guided with precision. This day is not about fear, but about awareness. To recognize the design is to step into it with confidence. To dismiss it is to risk ignoring what heaven has carefully orchestrated for your good. The mystical framework of today tells us one truth. You are seen, you are guided, and your talents are being pulled forward by a force greater than your own. And now, as the curtain of mystery is drawn back, the first of your divine talents is revealed, the sacred gift of discernment, the eye of truth that God has placed within you. The first talent God highlights in you today is discernment, Virgo. This is the quiet but sharp ability to see what others cannot, to recognize truth in the middle of confusion, to sense the hidden motive behind the polished word. It is a gift that has followed you since childhood, though you may have doubted it. You often notice the detail no one else sees, the inconsistency others overlook, the energy that feels off even when everything looks fine on the surface. This is not paranoia, nor mere intuition. It is divine discernment, a talent planted in you for protection and guidance. You may recall moments where this gift whispered to you, urging you to pause, to wait, to say no when every external voice said yes. Perhaps you sensed a person's intentions before they revealed themselves, or felt unease in a situation that later proved harmful. Virgo, these were not coincidences. They were confirmations that your discernment is a spiritual compass, an inner light meant to shield you and guide you toward alignment. Yet too often, you have doubted this gift. You have questioned yourself, second-guessed your instincts, even silenced your inner knowing to avoid conflict or to appear agreeable. But ignoring discernment never erases it. It only makes the path heavier until you finally honor the voice within. Today, heaven shines on this gift to remind you. Trust what you see, even if others cannot see it yet. Imagine a Virgo who steps into a partnership that seems perfect on paper. Everyone else praises it, but something inside them stirs unease. They listen to that whisper, step back, and later discover that the deal was flawed. What looked like doubt was protection. This is the power of discernment. It prevents traps, exposes illusions, and guards your destiny. The danger is treating this gift as weakness. Sensitivity is not fragility, it is strength. To see what is hidden requires courage, and to act on it requires faith. Today, your discernment is magnified, urging you to trust it as holy. Anchor this gift with the affirmation, "My discernment is holy." Speak it aloud when doubt creeps in, when others question your insight, when the world tells you to ignore what you feel. Heaven gave you this vision not to confuse you but to confirm you. And as you walk in this clarity, the second divine talent rises, the sacred gift of healing service that flows naturally from your hands and heart. The second talent God highlights in you today is the gift of healing service. Virgo, you were born with a heart that notices needs before they are spoken, with hands that instinctively move to bring order where there is chaos, and with words that soothe storms others thought would never quiet. Your service has never been small. Even when unnoticed, even when unthanked, every act of devotion has been a thread in the tapestry of healing that surrounds you. You are not simply someone who helps, you are a vessel through which divine comfort flows. This gift does not always look miraculous, yet its impact is undeniable. You may cook a meal for someone in silence, and that meal carries peace beyond the food itself. You may speak a simple sentence of encouragement, and it becomes the very anchor someone needed to keep moving forward. You may create order in a space, and those who enter feel lighter without understanding why. Healing is not only about curing wounds, it is about restoring balance, easing burdens, and lifting spirits. Virgo, your service is sacred because it heals both the seen and the unseen. Yet this talent has often been misunderstood. Many take your service for granted, assuming it is mere duty, forgetting that it is a divine channel of blessing. Worse still, you may have undervalued it yourself, seeing it as ordinary, as if small acts did not matter. But heaven does not measure size. It measures impact. Every gesture offered with love sends ripples into eternity. Today, God magnifies this gift to remind you that your service heals more than you realize. Cosmically, this moment reflects the energy of the trine, a flow of ease and grace. When you step into service with intention, doors open not only for others, but for you. Your healing gift becomes a channel that abundance flows through, both ways. To give is also to receive, and when you serve consciously, you align yourself with divine reciprocity. Picture a Virgo who comforts a friend in silence. Later, that same Virgo receives unexpected encouragement at their lowest point. The circle of service completes itself. This is the hidden law you embody. What you pour out returns multiplied. Anchor this truth with the affirmation, "My service heals and uplifts." Repeat it when you feel overlooked, when your efforts seem invisible, when doubt whispers that it is pointless. Your healing is holy, and as you honor it, the third divine talent rises, the sacred gift of order that transforms chaos into blessing. The third talent God highlights in you today is the gift of sacred order. Virgo, this is the divine ability to bring structure where there is disorder, to weave clarity where confusion reigns, and to restore balance in environments that have lost their alignment. Others may see only perfectionism or control, but heaven calls it what it truly is, a holy gift. Your order is not about obsession. It is about channeling peace, creating spaces where abundance can flow without obstruction. This talent reveals itself in every sphere of your life. In the workplace, you notice inefficiencies and instinctively create systems that bring improvement. In relationships, you sense imbalance and naturally guide dynamics back to harmony. In your home, you arrange, purify, and establish rhythms that transform chaos into sanctuary. People may not always understand why they feel lighter in your presence, but it is because your order silently blesses them. You turn confusion into clarity, and that clarity heals more than words ever could. Still, this gift has often been criticized. Others accuse you of being too rigid, too demanding, too precise. You may even have silenced this side of yourself to avoid rejection, choosing to shrink your gift to make others comfortable. But suppression never erases divine purpose. The world may resist order, but the world also longs for it. And when you allow your sacred order to flow, you give others the stability they secretly crave. Numerology confirms the abundance hidden in this gift with the vibration of 888. This number carries the energy of cycles completed and blessings multiplied. Order is the key that allows abundance to stay. Without it, blessings leak away. Virgo, your ability to structure life is not only practical, it is spiritual. You are a guardian of flow, a vessel through which provision and peace find their rightful place. Picture a Virgo who organizes a chaotic project others thought impossible. Suddenly, clarity returns, progress begins, and the impossible becomes achievable. This is not just skill, it is divine order flowing through you to shift what seemed unmovable. Anchor this gift with the affirmation, "My order creates blessing." Speak it when you are tempted to shrink, when others misunderstand, when your work feels unrecognized. Remember, your order is holy, and today heaven shines its light on it. And yet, even as these talents rise, another battle brews. The inner conflict of carrying divine gifts while fearing the weight of their visibility. Inside you, Virgo, there has always been a tension between humility and visibility. On one hand, your heart longs to serve quietly, to remain in the background, to do good without drawing attention. On the other, destiny calls you into the light, insisting that your gifts were not given to be hidden under layers of modesty. This is the inner conflict of your talents, the desire to stay small, clashing with the divine command to stand tall. You have felt this many times. When someone praises your discernment, you quickly deflect. When others recognize the peace you bring through service, you brush it off as nothing. When your ability to bring order transforms a situation, you quietly step aside so no one thinks you are trying to control. Yet every time you shrink, a part of your spirit aches because deep down you know your gifts were not meant to be buried. They were meant to shine. This battle feels like a light burning beneath a basket, trying to glow but smothered by fear of being too much. The world has taught you that standing in your gifts is arrogance, but heaven teaches that hiding them is disobedience. Your talents are not ego traps. They are divine trusts. They do not belong to you alone. They were entrusted to you for the healing and guidance of others. To silence them is to deny someone else the blessing they need. Imagine a Virgo who constantly downplays their insight to avoid offending others. Later, those same people fall into traps that the Virgo saw coming but never spoke about. The guilt stings, and the truth becomes clear. Silence is not always humility. It can become a kind of betrayal. To honor your talents is to honor the one who gave them. The path forward is not arrogance, but acceptance. To embrace your gifts does not mean to boast. It means to recognize them as divine assignments. Your light was never meant to blind. It was meant to guide. The conflict within you can only be resolved when you choose alignment over appeasement, when you step into your role without apology. And to see the power of what happens when Virgo accepts their gifts, we now turn to a living story, a testimony of signs, resistance, and the ritual that transformed doubt into confidence. There was once a Virgo who carried their gifts in silence, doubting their worth at every step. They had discernment that saw through lies, service that healed quietly, and order that restored peace wherever they walked, but still they convinced themselves it was ordinary. Each time recognition came, they shrank back. Each time an opportunity rose, they hesitated, fearful of what others might say. The weight of invisibility became heavy, and they began to wonder if their talents even mattered. Then the signs started appearing. On a morning when doubt felt strongest, the clock flashed 333, reminding them of divine guidance and presence. Later that same day, while walking in uncertainty, they saw 777 glowing on a receipt, whispering that miracles were already unfolding even if they could not see them yet. These numbers struck like lightning in their spirit, reminders that heaven was calling them to step forward, not shrink back. That evening, they decided to stop ignoring the voice within. They lit a candle, closed their eyes, and placed their written intention on the table before them. With each deep breath, they inhaled strength and exhaled fear. Then they spoke aloud. I honor the gifts God placed within me. I will not hide them. I will walk in them with gratitude. The candle flickered as if responding, and a calm washed over them, silencing the doubts that had been screaming for years. The very next day, the atmosphere shifted. Where once they feared speaking up, their words flowed naturally, carrying weight and clarity. Where once they felt invisible, others began to notice the peace they carried. Opportunities aligned effortlessly, conversations opened new doors, and the Virgo realized something profound. Nothing external had changed, but everything internal had shifted. The ritual had not created their gifts. It had activated their courage to use them. The moral is clear. Gifts only grow when honored. Ignored, they feel like burdens. Embraced, they become channels of blessing. Virgo, your talents are not mistakes, nor are they exaggerations of your mind. They are divine tools, highlighted today because the world needs what you carry. And now, as this story echoes into your own, it is time to learn how to recognize the signs that confirm your alignment and how to maintain the strength of your gifts beyond this day. When your talents awaken, Virgo, the universe never leaves you without confirmation. Alignment always announces itself, not in thunder, but in signs woven into your daily steps. These signs are the whispers of heaven, reassuring you that the gifts you carry are real, active, and already working on your behalf. To ignore them is to miss encouragement. To recognize them is to anchor your faith even deeper. The first confirmations often touch your body. You may feel sudden chills while thinking about your purpose, or an unexplainable warmth in your chest as you speak truth. A sense of peace may replace the anxiety that once clouded you. These are not random sensations. They are the vibrations of alignment, evidence that your talents are resonating with divine frequency. Numbers will follow as stamps of this alignment. The sequence 333 confirms divine presence, a reminder that you are being guided. 777 appears to announce that miracles are in progress, unfolding even where you cannot yet see them. 1111 flashes like an open door, declaring that your gifts are portals, gateways through which heaven works in the world. These numbers are not coincidences. They are confirmations. Emotional signs also reveal themselves. You may notice a deeper joy in simple acts, a sudden lightness as if a burden has been lifted, or clarity where confusion once reigned. Relationships may shift too. Those who resist may drift away, while new connections align with your rising path. Every change is proof that your talents are pulling your environment into order. If you see no signs immediately, do not let doubt take root. Sometimes confirmation comes in dreams, visions, or unexpected encounters within 2 nights. Silence is not denial. It is simply incubation, preparing a sign more fitting for your spirit. Trust that the absence of proof is not the absence of presence. To maintain this alignment, practice one small act daily. Breathe deeply 3 times, speak an affirmation of your gifts, and embody them in one simple action. Whether serving someone, bringing order to a task, or trusting your discernment in a decision. These habits keep your talents alive and active, but guard yourself against pitfalls. Avoid doubting your gifts when others cannot see them. Avoid oversharing with those who may misuse your vulnerability. Avoid self-sabotage by shrinking when recognition comes. Virgo, protection is as vital as activation. And now, to seal what heaven highlights today, you must speak the decree that anchors these talents into your destiny. Virgo, this is the moment of sealing. September 27th has carried you through revelation after revelation, but none of it will hold if you do not claim it aloud. Today is not simply about awareness, it is about decree. Heaven has highlighted 3 divine talents within you: the gift of discernment, the gift of healing service, and the gift of sacred order. These are not optional skills. They are holy trusts, pieces of destiny placed within you to be lived, not hidden. And now the call is clear. Step forward, anchored in declaration, and seal what has been unveiled. This decree is not decoration, it is activation. Words spoken with intention shape reality. They carry vibration, they build protection, they unlock flow. When you speak over your talents, you are not begging heaven to notice them. You are agreeing with what heaven has already declared. This agreement is what locks the gifts into your path, so no doubt, no criticism, no resistance can uproot them. Stand tall in your spirit and speak. I walk in my talents, I shine in divine purpose. Say it once, twice, until you feel it anchor into your bones. Let it roll from your chest with fire. Let it rise through your throat with strength. Let it echo as a shield around you. Each repetition strengthens the light, making it harder for shadows of fear or voices of envy to touch what God has placed in you. Imagine yourself cloaked in light, discernment sharp in your eyes, healing flowing from your hands, order radiating from your presence. Every step you take sends ripples of blessing. Every breath you release carries stability into chaos. Every action you choose becomes testimony. This is the image heaven holds of you, Virgo, and this is the reality your decree locks into place. Now anchor it further by writing it, speaking it aloud, or declaring it where others may witness. I receive my talents. This is not for pride, but for permanence, a seal that multiplies in community as many voices affirm the same truth. And so, Virgo, the light crowns you today. Your talents are no longer hidden, no longer doubted, no longer waiting for permission. They are alive, honored, and sealed. Walk forward in divine confidence. The world may resist, but heaven has already chosen. You are highlighted, you are trusted, and you are unstoppable.